Two major takeaways from today's press release. One, hitting really nice intersections just outside of Broadway. So between Broadway and Madison, seeing 1.5 to 23.2 grams per ton gold, broader interval of 19.8 meters to 2 grams, and then 11.3 grams over 1.5 meters, with again a broader interval of 2.1 grams over just under 11 meters. And again, this is between Broadway and Madison. We're trying to look to stitch those two together. That's a good start. The second major piece, for the very first time ever, we're hitting porphyry elements near surface at the Madison project. That's incredibly exciting for us. But a lot of that pre-work was done. We talked about that before with the geophysics, the potassium survey, etc. And now we're starting to confirm it near surface with drill holes. That leads us to the next drill program, which is going to have some deeper shots at this porphyry that we believe is there. Incredibly excited about that as well. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Warwick Smith, CEO of American Pacific Mining Corp, along with Eric Saderholm, who you guys have seen numerous times, and then a new face for some of you, Korbon McCall. So Korbon's been working with us for, I guess, about 18 months now. Korbon, is that right?
That's right.
Yeah, about 18 months, yeah. Korbon, we're working down at Madison with Eric, doing a phenomenal job for us on the geology side. And we're really happy to have him here today to chime in as well. So chatting about today's press release, and really coming out with sort of two key messages that we want to get across so that everybody sort of understands. And the reason we're doing this today is because we're kind of hitting on two fronts here. One, great gold hits just outside of the Broadway mine. So starting to tie Broadway and Madison together on the map, which is exciting for us. Keeping in mind, Broadway, just not a part of the property that we've talked about that much, produced 144,000 ounces of gold at 9.9 grams out of oxides from the late 1800s to about 1940. So really, really high-grade oxide at surface, and then stopped mining around World War II. This is an exciting development here because it's starting to look to tie these two together. And then second, and of equal, if not more importance, is for the very first time, we're starting to see porphyry elements in our drilling. So that is incredibly exciting as we get into phase 2 of this drill program, which we're going to take these deeper shots. I'll let Eric talk to those 2 points, and then we'll bring in Korbon a bit here as we get into the porphyry. But Eric, maybe start with the gold and talk a bit about that, a bit about the history of Broadway. And why this is exciting for you.
Well, Broadway was production for about 50 years, as Warwick said. Then it produced 144,000 ounces of gold out of oxide. That was pretty much known by the old timers, and they mined out what they could metallurgically. We've stepped out quite a bit on some of our drilling this year, mainly with two goals: to tag into gold and copper mineralization that was not exploited by the other mines, and also to see where it goes and to get vectors, where these things link up, where the structural link up is. We've always had a hunch that that's going to happen, and it looks more and more from our drilling, which is completed 8 holes for now, and we'll be drilling later on, that we have hit the gold. We have hit porphyry indicators, including moly and tungsten, which are strong indicators of being upper level porphyry system. So more and more the vectors with the work we've done are starting to show us where to go drill, and everything's a little bit clearer. For 100 years, people have known there's a high-grade copper score and there is a high-grade gold scar. But for those same 100 years, no one knows where they came from, and no one knows what the source is. It's getting clearer and clearer to us where to go from here. It's not such a crapshoot as it has been in the past. There are some clear vectors and clear patterns that we're seeing. So we're pretty excited about getting back and drilling again, and that should start up here within about a month and a half.
Yeah, so Eric, talk a bit about this, because yourself and Korbon did a lot of this pre-work, and maybe Korbon, you want to chime in here, and that's probably a good sort of segue. You guys you were able to find that geophysics, you did a potassium survey. Talk a bit about that, if you don't mind, just sort of how we've gone and targeted this, and sort of all that pre-work so people can understand what pushed us in this direction and why we drilled where we did.
Yeah, so last summer we flew a gamma survey in hopes of finding some signatures of potassic alteration, in which we did. And then we implemented that into our model, hopefully trying to hit it at depth, and lo and behold, we did. To back up on Eric's point of the combination of anomalous minerals, we hit anomalous moly, bismuth, arsenic, and tellurium. And those are all suggested indicators of the presence of a highly evolved hydrothermal system. And within this zone, we feel that we've tagged into the pathway or the conduit that the hydrothermal fluids have flowed up.
Yeah, perfect. We talked a bit about this off camera, Korbon. This is a bit of what Hercules has done. Do you want to talk a bit about that and how they were able to push into this porphyry?
Sure. Yeah, Hercules Metals over in Western Idaho. It's definitely worth noting back in June of 2023. They kind of drilled into some of the indicator minerals as well in the early stage. When within a very short period, they were able to advance that initial discovery into what is now considered a very strong project. At Madison, we're seeing a very similar setup. The project is returning anomalous pathfinder minerals that are typically associated with the porphyry systems. And what that suggests is that we're in the fringes of a deeper system, a target that we'd like to test at depth.
Yeah. And for investors, what does that mean? Okay, so for Hercules, as they started drilling, they're about a $30 million market cap. When they were able to drill those deeper holes and hit into the porphyry, they very quickly, over the course of about a month, went from 30 to $300 million market cap. So it can happen very quickly. And those are the holes that we're drilling next year. A month and a half, 2.5 months. We'll give ourselves a little bit of leeway. But we're fully capitalized and ready to drill those holes as well. So certainly very excited about that. This is the first 2 holes of an 8-hole program. Those other holes are going to be released in the next, call it 2.5 weeks, as we just wait for assays. Things that we'll be looking for within those holes, ideally, again, there's holes 5 and 8 that are kind of working their way towards Madison from Broadway. If we see any hits in there, you can start to put together a really nice pathway that we think will be open at depth because of some of the holes on the other side that'll really tie these two together. That would be success for that part of the program. So we look forward to seeing the assays there and putting those out. Eric, any final thoughts?
Just for the excitement of actually discovering this, because we've been hypothetically, we've been thinking about this. We knew it was there, but we just didn't know where. Our vectors were leading us in different places. Now, with the data and that we've accumulated and the interpretation, it's becoming quite clear as to where our next drill program should go.
Yeah, excellent. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. We'll finalize this note and say there's still $14 million in cash in the company, so we're good, strong, nicely capitalized. So look forward to more drill results here in short order. Appreciate you watching.
It's important to note that mineral exploration and development involves risks and uncertainties. Investors should conduct their own due diligence and consult with a financial advisor before making investment decisions.